Hey everybody, we got a question about discussions. I know we did a brief video on how to set up discussions in multiple courses, but someone asked about just a little bit more specifics about discussions um, as a whole in terms of assignments. So we're going to take a couple seconds to take a look at that. I just did a discussion recently, and what we want to do is in our modules, when we go to create an assignment, we're actually not going to create an assignment in the way that we normally would, right? We hit plus sign. Instead of assignment, you want to actually hit discussion. All right, and so in this case, we'll just create a new topic. All right, and it's going to be our test discussion. All right. So then when I add that, it drops down to the bottom of the module here. All right, I can move that around, but just for purposes of what we're doing here, I'm the one started in the discussion, and I want to hit edit. And I'm going to put in a picture and ask them to think about it, or for them to consider a question, whatever it is. I like to use a lot of media personally, but whatever that looks like. So discuss the idea of whatever, right? Whatever it is. And you can either set this up to be something like this might be a great starter, right? So you're coming through and you already have students sitting down and doing just a quick starter discussion, some kind of prompt, some kind of argument. One that I like to do is I like to take like memes and stuff. I don't know why. It's just the kids like it. And so I'll take like I like doing this this meme on change my mind, right? And so so I put in a prompt, and it should pop up here in a second. Yeah. So in this case, right? So I had a student Photoshop my head in here, right, to make the meme a little more personalized. But right, so in this case, I say Luther's Reformation is really about politics and not about religious transformation. Change my mind. All right, so the students know, because we've been doing this before, that they need to discuss how I'm wrong, right, by citing some evidence. But it could be any kind of discussion. It could be media or no media. That's not the point. Now, in this case, though, I could add some kind of a file, right? I can say this goes to particular sections. All right, so this particular discussion goes to that section, and so forth, right? We talked about that when you apply it to different sections. And here's some of the options. So I can allow threaded replies, so I can allow people to respond to each other, right? Which I like. Users must post before seeing replies. I love this feature, right? So often I found that students who click on things to do discussions, they'll read through what other people have said and then just add something. In this case, though, when a student sits down and goes to answer the question, they will, even if they are the last one to sit down, they will see no one's replies. They will only see a blank box, and so they need to add their reply, and then it'll be populated with everyone else's comments. Enable podcast feed. I'm not going to have a podcast. It is graded in this case for me, and you can allow liking or not. You can do things. You could sort it by likes so that the liked comments the most can go up to the top. It really just depends on what you want to do. I like liking. So this can be a group discussion. If I did do a group discussion, I would have to set a group set. All right. Now, for more groups and group sets, you might want to look back at the video that we just made about group sets. In this case, it's not going to be a group discussion. Now, since it's graded, though, I do have to add the points, right? It doesn't have to be graded, but in this case, I'm going to have it be graded, right? Also then you can assign the grade categories. It's graded. Is it a peer review or no? And set the due date, right? And so from the student experience, what they're going to see is a threaded discussion, right? Now, to show you one that's already built out, in this class, I already did a discussion just like this yesterday. And so where were we? We were at this, here it is, change my mind discussion, 4.2.1. All right, so this was the discussion, right? I had the picture, right? The same picture that I said, right? And so the students are responding to what they thought, right? In this case, they're not responding to each other. It was just a starter. It was a quick way to get their minds just kind of working. Now, obviously, I set this as a graded assignment, right? Sorry about that. And so I can see the discussion here, but what I want to do is I can edit, right, if I want to go back in. But if I am on my home page, since this was something I was working on yesterday, right, it's going to pop up on my to-do list here of grading, right? So I got a few things to grade. But here you can see that I've got 25 things I need to grade right here, right, in this specific class. So if I click over here, it's going to take me to the speed grader. What's nice about discussions is that quickly I can see, I don't have to go through that whole thread. In the speed grader, I can just see the prompt, right? I can see the full discussion if I want, right? But here's her response. I can add a grade or a comment, next student, right? This was late. But this student was also absent, so I'm going to let them slide. They submitted at 3 p.m. So obviously that's the response they gave, and so forth, right? I can look at the full discussion if I want, click on it, and I could go back to this module, go back to that method. It's not how I want to do it. I want to see their specific thing, right, which is what they said. But if I wanted to look for some context on what they were saying, if it was in a thread or something like that, that would be how you do it. So I hope this helps and helps you set up some discussions. Again, these are like great starters to a class. It just comes with a fun, creative prompt. And you can also do them at home or something like that, whatever you like. But hopefully that helps.